What would you do if everyone laughed at your arms and you couldn't even fill out a small t-shirt? I know exactly how that feels because I lived it. In school, every time I raised my hands or took off my hoodie, I'd hear comments like, "Yo, look at his arms, they look like sticks." And yeah, I laughed it off, but it crushed me inside. Now here's the truth nobody tells you. They're never gonna stop picking on you even if you got big arms. Because the real reason they mess with you isn't your size, it's your mindset. I thought once I built muscle, they'd stop. But that only changed when I started moving differently, carrying myself differently, and thinking differently. Now that said, growing my arms still helped me a lot. In this video, I'll break down the 4 key exercises that help me turn things around, the biggest mistakes guys do when training arms, and why your mindset is more important than any workout split. Let's get into it. I didn't start with the gym, nor did I have good genetics. What I did have was pain, embarrassment, and a choice. A choice to stay getting laughed at or change. I started trying everything, random workouts, different programs, chasing numbers, and honestly, none of it worked properly. And then, after a lot of research, trial and error, I came up with these 4 exercises that helped me grow my arms. First one, tricep overhead extensions. The reason I do it at the beginning is because I want to hit the triceps when they're the most fresh, and this exercise hits all 3 tricep heads instead of the other tricep variations like tricep push down. To only hit 2 of the 3 tricep heads. Now, few important things to keep in mind while performing this exercise is always prioritize the stretch. Even though the lockout isn't the most important thing, stretch is arguably the most important thing while performing any exercise, and it is the same with tricep overhead extensions. Second point is while performing tricep overhead extensions, your shoulder might be at a fragile spot, so don't rush the movement and take it slowly. And the third point is always feel your muscle working and never rush the movement. The reason it is in the second position is your biceps are highlighted through your triceps, so it's important to always hit your biceps after your triceps. Unlike traditional dumbbell curls, cable bicep curls offer a continuous tension on your bicep even during peak contraction and also during stretch, which is the most important. Few things to remember while hitting your cable bicep curls is you can swing the weight up but always control the weight down, as the eccentric is the most important part of the movement. You don't have to always contract completely at the top, but you have to always stretch at the bottom because stretch is the most important part for hypertrophy. And progressively overload this exercise and you will definitely feel a difference in how your biceps look. Now that the 2 main important exercises are out, let's get to the other 2, which are great supporters to these 2 exercises. The third one is the tricep push down. It is great because it offers a good stretch in your short head and medial head and allows you to load safely without putting your shoulders in a risky position. Few points to remember while performing this exercise is keep your elbows always locked in and tucked to your body. This will ensure that the weight isn't shifted to other parts of your body, and let the bar come as high as possible while you're stretching your triceps, and then push down. Now the last exercise is called reverse curls. It is more for brachioradialis, brachialis and other tinier muscles in your forearm. Now just like cable bicep curls, I always recommend doing this exercise also with cables, as this gives constant tension on your muscles. In the same way as cable bicep curls, you can also swing the weight up, but you should always control the weight going down and stretching your muscles. You should always lock out and then pull again. The biggest mistakes most skinny guys make. First one is chasing the weight and rushing the reps. This ultimately leads to cheating the movement, and when you cheat the movement, the weight and the tension shift somewhere else and your target muscle won't be hit properly. If you don't have tension as long as possible on your muscle, the growth won't be at its maximum. Now, instead of doing half reps, always lower the weight completely to a lockout. Control every rep. Focus on hitting the actual muscle instead of moving weight. Always prioritize the peak stretch and also sometimes the full contraction. But still, none of it matters if you're stuck in the same old version of you. That is why mindset matters more than just how you look. You can have a jacked physique but still be the same insecure kid you always were. Now, if you want more personalized and tailored advice to you, click the link down below. And now, if you want to grow your neck, watch this video.